Good Friday morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Chris, where we discuss Amazon seller news and opinion every Friday morning at 10:30 Eastern. Again, happy Friday. Welcome to the show from sunny Central Florida. Do me a huge solid. If you are here, make sure to smash the like button, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or anywhere else, just to make sure this gets out to a couple more folks. Tracy, Crystal, Sarah, good morning, guys. Glad to have you guys here this Friday morning. Rossi, glad to have you as well. Let's go ahead and dive in this Friday morning. If you don't know, I like quotes. So I'm going to start sharing a quote that I have found helpful or inspiring every Friday. And this one comes from a book that my book club recently read from Naval Ravikant. It is Be Impatient with Actions, Patient with Results. And if you want to read the book that came from, it is The Common Path to Uncommon Success by John Lee Dumas. Marianne, good morning. So lots to get to this morning. The very first thing are a couple of updates from Amazon themselves. There's been an update to the software policy and what you can sell. They've updated their guidelines for the software products that you sell on Amazon. It's important for you to familiarize yourself with the list of prohibited and restricted items. Prohibited includes software that is duplicated or copied, of course, digitally downloadable, an academic version, etc., and so on. So you want to make sure that you brush up on that. It is important to make sure you don't get yourself in any hot water. Now, there is another program that just came out that I think is really interesting. It's called the Brand Referral Bonus Program. And Amazon says in our continued effort to help brands succeed, we're excited to launch the Brand Referral Bonus Program. If you're a member, and you have to sign up to become a member, you can earn a bonus averaging 10% of the product sales driven by your non-Amazon marketing efforts. The more traffic you bring, the more opportunities you have to earn a bonus. The bonus is provided as a credit to your referral fees. Now, if you're not a brand owner, you are not left out in the lurch. There is the Amazon Associates program that you can actually use to monetize traffic that you send yourself. So if you are building out bundles or anything like that and you have not become brand registered, you can actually do this using your affiliate links from Amazon, and it is completely within terms of service. That way, if you are running your own traffic, which I don't know, if we read between the lines here, what I'm reading is that Amazon really wants non-Amazon traffic coming and finding things. So it makes sense if you're going to build a bundle or something like that to run some maybe Facebook traffic or Google traffic, and use an Amazon Associates link if you're not brand registered. But go learn more about that. That is I think that's a cool program and will save you a little bit of money by the bounties that you get or the bonus that you get directly from Amazon. Now, some good news for Amazon sellers, kind of in a roundabout way. Starting just the other day, child tax credit payments, which a gentleman by the name of I can't remember his name here. Last name is Cohen. Called them an underappreciated stimulus, but they just started going out, and the child tax credit payments increased from $2,000 to $3,000 for those between the ages of 6 and 17, and to $3,600 for each child under age 6. It also changed the way that it's being paid out. So typically, a lot of you, and me included, have been able to take advantage of the child tax credit. But now, families are going to receive half the money through direct deposits that run from July to December. And then they'll receive the other half after filing their taxes. That's going to translate to anywhere between $250 and $300 per child each month. Families who make up to $150,000 for a couple, or $112,000 for a family with a single parent, or $75,000 as an individual taxpayer will get the full amount. Now, there are some interesting things. Many families have already ramped up their spending on new shoes and clothes. because back to school season is here and people are ready to kind of get back to normal, have their kids go back to school. But the analysts think that this will be an even bigger boon to the back to school time. They do also think that this kind of money is going to spill over into some adult categories, things like beer, cigarettes, plane tickets. And they think that, you know, those industries could get up to $4 or $5 billion bump from the $150 billion essentially stimulus, that the way that they're building it out. So you should see some increased spending, not only for back to school, but I would imagine for Christmas as well, and the Q4 holidays. So hopefully that will be a big boon to Amazon sellers. Now, I need to follow up a little bit of the good news with some bad news. Amazon was sued by the U.S. Product Safety Agency over dangerous items. The U.S. CPSC, I don't know, the Consumer Product Safety Commission filed a complaint on Wednesday saying Amazon sold children's sleepwear that failed to meet federal standards for flammability. They sold 24,000 carbon monoxide detectors and 400,000 hair dryers that risk shock and electrocution. Now, here's the important part, and the thing that's going to... Oh, bye, guys. That's okay. Sorry, guys. In-laws are leaving for the day. Wanted to say goodbye. So, the thing that they said here is each of the products was sold by one of Amazon's millions of third-party sellers. Now, we know that there's already been a crackdown on Amazon sellers requiring documentations for things like toys, as well as dietary supplements, et cetera, and so on. So as much as I figured that this was going to kind of go away as we get into Q3, because Amazon's going to want shelves stocked and loaded for bear when it comes to the Q4 holiday season, that may not be the case. If the federal government and its regulatory agencies keep at this, Amazon may go ahead and keep after us to make sure that they have the documentation that they need to show that they're trying to do the right thing. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So just know that it may not be all sunshines and rainbows coming Q3 and Q4, as you may need documentation. Now, next up, Amazon's fighting a battle on another front, but they're also being teamed up with Facebook. The chair of the FTC, who has been going after Amazon, her name is Lina Khan, and Amazon and Facebook have filed petitions to get her recused from the antitrust cases involving their companies. Now, the reason they're doing this is they say that Lina Khan has kind of already made up her mind about Amazon and Facebook and other big tech companies. And it makes sense for Amazon and Facebook to try to get Khan removed from the suits. And even if they don't get her removed, they might be able to cast doubt on her, even if she doesn't recuse. Now, one of the things that they're alleging is that she had her mind made up because of papers she has written in the past. She has written anti-Amazon and anti-Facebook papers, I think from when she may have worked at a school or something like that. But if they get her recused, it'll be interesting how the FTC case goes on. I don't know how much of I don't know. It's going to be very interesting over the next year, maybe year and a half, to see how this shakes out. Does Amazon get broken up? Does FBA become its own spin-off company, et cetera, and so on? I don't think that we necessarily need to worry about the sky falling. I think that there's going to be a marketplace for third-party Amazon sellers all the time. But we do want to keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening. Next up, if you sell on Amazon, it's very likely that you've thought about also selling on Walmart. Walmart has actively been pursuing Amazon sellers to try to bring them over to their marketplace as well. And this past month, they actually doubled in size year over year. They went from 50,000 Walmart sellers to 100,000 Walmart sellers as of July. It looks like they're adding about 5,000 new sellers per month. But like every other marketplace, Amazon, eBay, etc., Many of those active sellers never actually sell anything. 35,000 out of the 100,000 sellers currently have products listed for sale. So if you are worried about the competition being too fierce over at Walmart, it is still day one over there as well. 35% of the active sellers actually selling something is crazy. Now, the marketplace gross volume grew more than 100% in 2020 as well. So Walmart doesn't disclose marketplace GMV in dollars, but it has become the second most important marketplace for many sellers, despite being significantly smaller than eBay. So it should be on your radar to maybe expand over to Walmart as well. All right, 2 more things, and then we're going to call it a day. Going to be a nice short Friday. This I thought was really interesting. We all know that Amazon Amazon roll-up companies are becoming huge. There have been billions and billions of dollars to buy brands on Amazon, or Amazon first brands. Well, the competition is becoming so hot that one company, Aquaco, I believe is the name, they have raised $165 million, and they are offering up to $10 million worth of Tesla Model Ys in exchange for a referral for a brand or Amazon seller that they actually purchase. Now, this company is competing with heavily funded startups like Thrasio, Branded, Perch, and Heyday in the emerging market for Amazon seller aggregators. Aquaco is giving away model Tesla Y to anyone who refers a seller that the company ends up buying. There are 2 options for rewards. You can either get a Tesla, which means you'll have $49,990 to put towards a Tesla model of your choice. Alternatively, you can take the cash and you can get $49,000. The reward should be received within 45 days of the closing of the acquisition. So I will say this. If you want to sell your Amazon business to one of these aggregators, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to refer you to Aquaco. And I'll even give you, half the cash on my end. So if you know anybody and they're really interested, there's going to be lots of programs out there to get referrals. All right. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is not so much an Amazon thing, but it is an article that I found in Inc. magazine I thought was interesting and also important for Amazon sellers. Let me get to the right place here. This article says, want to be happier? Science says buying a little time leads to significantly greater life satisfaction. So I wanted to end this talking about how you can have a little bit more life satisfaction, because this article points out all of the positive points of doing this. Things like having someone mow your lawn, having someone come and clean the house, having someone prep for you. They don't particularly go into that because it's not Amazon focused, but you really should think about trying to outsource the things that you do not enjoy doing. Maybe you are doing retail arbitrage and you don't enjoy doing it. Go out and hire a shopper. The reason that this is important is because in a 2017 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, researchers surveyed thousands of people who sometimes paid other people to perform tasks they didn't enjoy or didn't want to do, like mowing the lawn or cleaning the house or running errands, stuff they needed to do but did not particularly want to do. Unsurprisingly, people who were willing to spend a little money to buy a little time, that's the important part, spending money to buy time, were happier and felt greater overall life satisfaction than those who did not. Now, correlation is not always causation. Maybe the people who spend money to buy time are happier simply because they have more money to buy that time back. Well, that's not the case. While relatively wealthy people who spent money to buy a little time were happier than relatively wealthy people who did not, people at the bottom end of the economic spectrum who spent money to buy a little time were happier than those at the bottom end of the economic spectrum who did not. So it doesn't matter where you fall. if you're making $1,000 or you're making $100,000 a month, if you spend a little bit of money to buy back your time, you tend to be happier. And you can be a lot more, you can work on the right things. So if you're not doing it now, and I'm not trying to push you toward any particular service or anything like that, but think about the things you don't enjoy doing and see what you can get taken off your plate. Even things around the house, like cleaning, like mowing the lawn, et cetera, and so on. But of course, don't give up the things that you do enjoy. Now, last thing for the week, if the sponsored content this week is from the OA Challenge, we have an OA Challenge starting on July 26th. If you're interested, want to learn more, check out oachallenge.com because we're going to be getting started in about a week and a half or so, and it's going to be a really great time. We have tons of reviews and testimonials, and I would say that 95% or more of the folks who come through the OA Challenge thoroughly enjoy it, and we do have a really good time. So I look forward to seeing you in the OA Challenge. Thanks for being here this Friday. I hope you guys have a killer weekend. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, and be kind to each other. And as always, good selling. I will talk to you guys next Friday.